After a busy week and a break from the videos, we are back, and we're back with a bang. It is the big one. It is Hearts versus Rangers in the Cinch Premiership. I'm here to discuss the action, here to discuss the news, and here to give my prediction for the game. But before I get into that, there's some news or some results that I want to cover. First of all, international break. I know a lot of people gloss over it. A lot of people don't care about it. A lot of people do not want to give Scotland any credit. But we were phenomenal. 3 games, we got the 3 results that we needed in all 3 games, all different performances. First game at home against Ukraine, absolutely annihilated them. 3-0 win, played them off the park. Second game against Ireland, we weren't so good, but we managed to ground out a victory. We were behind in that game and we showed a good mentality to come back after a pretty poor opening first half. We came out in the second half, we improved a lot and we managed to get the win, to keep our hopes alive and to keep it in our own hands. And then in the last game we travelled to Poland on, technically it was away soil, it was away for us, and I guess it was still away for Ukraine. Let's call it a neutral venue. We went there with the task of not losing, and that's what we done. Great performance. Some standout players, I thought. Craig Gordon, Ryan Porteous, just to name a few. And we have now secured ourselves a playoff spot for the Euros. We have secured ourselves a spot in Group A when we got promoted. So next time in the qualifiers, the Nations League, we will be in Group A. And we've also secured ourselves a pot 2 seeding for the actual European qualifier. So all in all, guys, absolute fantastic run of games there for Scotland. And you know what, Steve Clarke, I hope we tie him down. I hope we sign him up to a big contract. He's been nothing short of phenomenal, in my opinion. Had a couple of bad results when we lost to Ireland, when we lost to Ukraine, you know, in the summer. But he's bounced back well, he's responded well. And I think he has probably got us playing the best stuff, at least in my lifetime. This is the best I have seen Scotland. So absolutely fair play to Stevie Clarke. Some other news I seen was Goodwill has been officially released from his Raith Rovers contract. Now, I have searched this in the past. Obviously, Goodwill and another player were accused of rape. Now, this went to trial. What essentially happened was him and a fellow player went on a night out, took some woman home, had sex. Apparently, that woman was drunk, and she woke up the next day and claimed that she did not consent. And essentially, it boiled over. It went to court. Now, Goodwill wasn't found guilty in the official court, but then it went to, like, I don't know what you call it. It's like a secondary court. It's like it's like a non-official court, and he was then like found guilty in that and forced to pay money. But in an actual government court, the legit court, the top court, he wasn't found guilty due to a lack of evidence. Now, we don't know whether he done it or not, right? We don't know that. There is no proof. We'll never know that. What I would say is, like, how many people go home from like bars, clubs, etc., and have sex that are sober? You know, how many people do that? Probably like 1%. Most people that go home after being on a night out are impaired, are drunk, you know, are at least tipsy, if we're being honest. So if you're going to label every single sexual encounter when, you know, the man and the woman have had some alcohol consumed, then Jesus Christ, I mean, you name every major city and you're looking at hundreds of rapes every single weekend. So I think they need to change the laws on, or if you've had like one pint that you can't consent. To me, that I don't agree with that at all. If that's the case, then I think they should make it illegal. I'm not joking. I genuinely believe that having sex should be illegal if you've consumed alcohol, because there's just a grey area here, and it's like, well, it's a grey area. There's not else a lot you can say about it, man. It is what it is. You know, I just think if that's the case, then you shouldn't be allowed to have sex if you've had alcohol, because time and time again we see people, you know, go out and do this, and then it causes controversy. So we'll never know. I mean, Goodwill knows, the woman knows, but what I do know is, how is the guy supposed to move on with his career if this is always going to be haunting him? Now, I don't get it. if he's always going to be held back, if he's always going to be punished for this incident, whether he's guilty or not guilty, like, what is the point of him being out and being free? Like, why not just keep him in jail? If the guy's not allowed to have a job, if the guy is, like, you know, not allowed to move on with his life, then, like, literally, what is the point of him being outside? Why not just put him in a jail cell? I don't get it, you know. For me, if he's out and about, then he should be able to apply for jobs. He should be able to be a footballer again. So I can understand, like, you know, fans being annoyed and stuff like that, but again, were they there on the night? No. So, I mean, I find it strange. This is not me defending David Goodwill at all, but there's no proof, so I don't know why everyone is so quick to believe the woman. Like I said, yes, he was found guilty, but that wasn't in an official court. That was in something else. If you want to read more on the situation, then by all means, go ahead and do it. To me, I'm not that bothered. I just thought I'd cover it there because I thought it was a bit weird how he's been just released of his, you know, contract based on something that happened in his past. But when they signed him, they were well aware of his past. So it just seems strange to me how they signed him knowing what happened. Then all of a sudden they release him due to, like, you know, the fans not being happy. As long as he hasn't actually, like, committed a crime or he has, like, done something that breaches his contract while being signed, I don't think it's fair that he's just getting chucked out because of, like, backlash from fans or stuff like that. I mean, that's my opinion, regardless of the crime. I mean, it is what it is. And last but not least, John Souttar has been ruled out by Giovanni Van Bronckhorst until December, till after the World Cup. So that's a long injury there for John Souttar, and I guess that kind of ties in with today's video, guys. The preview, yes, let's finally talk about it. Rangers versus Hearts at Tynecastle. Massive game for both teams. Rangers win it, they can momentarily go top of the table, and after a really bad start to the season, things will not look that bad after all. They'll be sitting top, albeit maybe only for a few hours, and even worst case scenario, Celtic went and beat Motherwell, Rangers would only be 2 points behind them after what a lot of people would call, you know, a very poor start. So it's a big game for Rangers, and as for Hearts, big game for Hearts. Not only can Hearts, you know, pull away from the chasing pack behind, but they could also, if they win by more than one goal, overtake Rangers and move into second place. Now, both teams, in terms of domestic form, all form, if we're going to be honest, aren't exactly in a great run. Now, Hearts are coming off a 3-0 win over Motherwell. Rangers are coming off a 2-1 win over Dundee United. But there has been a lot of, you know, dodgy results in there for both sides. And you could argue both managers are under a bit of criticism or under threat. Now, personally, I want Nielsen going nowhere. I'm not one of these Nielsen out people. Yeah, we had a couple of bad games. We lost 3 in a row. It sucked. But I'm not ready to push the panic button. I'm not ready to, you know, go out with the hashtag Nielsen out shit. But I think both of these managers are under a bit of pressure from some fans of their respective clubs. And it could be important, you know, for them to get a result in this game. So, yeah, it's a massive game. There's no doubt about it, guys. It's a huge game for both of these teams. Now, in terms of the Hearts news, Liam Boyce, again, still will not be in. He's out for the season. Probably the only guy that's got an injury that's going to be longer than Souttar. Liam Boyce, I think you can chalk it up, man. I mean, they say he's going to be out to the new year. I mean, he could be out for the rest of the season. There's no guarantee at this stage. Craig Halkett, again, will miss out due to hamstring injury. That worries me. I'm not going to lie, guys. Craig Halkett out. That definitely is a cause for concern. Well, the fellow defender Kai Rose is also out after a metatarsal fracture. So I believe that's the bone in your foot. Nobody knew what it was until David Beckham broke it, and then all of a sudden doctors figured it out and it was plastered everywhere. But yeah, Halkett and Rose being out is a massive blow for Hearts. Benjamin, as we know, another long-term injury, just like Liam Boyce. I mean, there's no point even mentioning these two. Boyce and Benjamin are both out long-term. And Rangers are without, like I said, John Souttar, but they're also without Hadji, John McLaughlin, Hollander. So a lot of players out injured for Rangers. Liam King is also unavailable, as is Tom Lawrence. And maybe also Kamara Roof. We don't know. Kamara Roof could be back as well. So basically, there is a lot of players for both sides unavailable. This will not be a full strength Hearts side versus a full strength Rangers side. No doubt about it. It's not going to be that way. But for Hearts at the back, we do look a bit dodgy. But you've got Craig Gordon in there, and that for me, that is a massive positive. He can make match winning saves. So. Albeit, yeah, we're without two of our best defenders. We've got Craig Gordon, so that gives me hope. As for the possible starting lineup for Hearts, I would have to assume if it is going to be a 4-4-2 or a 4-5-1, I think we'll go with Gordon, Atkinson, hopefully Nielsen. I'm sure Nielsen is ahead of Civic now in the pecking order. I would be surprised if the namesake Robbie chooses Civic. I don't think Civic should ever play for us again. I know Robbie seems to like him, but I don't. Kingsley, Cochrane, Devlin, Haring, Forrest, Keogh, Mackay, and Shankland. I don't know why I ran through the rest of them quickly there, but I did. Rangers, not really wanting to talk about their start lineup. Couldn't really give a shit, to be honest. But what I think is going to be interesting is who will start in nets. You have to assume it's Alan McGregor, but at the same time, is McCrory ever going to get games? I think it will be McGregor with McLaughlin on it, but we'll see. I'm sure McCrory will be thinking he has a chance. Looks like it's still going to be Sands at centre back. I mean, if what's his name? If Davis isn't ready to play now, then when will ever be ready? It just makes no sense to me. And I mean, going forward, who's it going to be up front? Is it going to be Kolak or is it going to be Morelos? I mean, Kolak's been banging in the goals, but that's because he's been playing. Morelos hasn't been playing. Maybe if Morelos gets an opportunity, maybe he'll start. Maybe he'll score goals. So. That depends. That's the possible starting lineup. So that is the team news, the player availabilities. As for the scoreline, guys, I don't think Hearts will lose this game. I think we're playing well at the moment. I don't think Rangers are playing well at all. We've got home advantage. It's Rangers. Rangers could turn up, put in a great performance, and win this game about it. There's no doubt about that. But I would be surprised on current form if we lost this game. I think we've got more than enough to get a result out of this. Whether that means a win or a draw, I'm not too sure. I would love a win, but I am probably, I think a draw. I think is more likely. I am hinting towards a draw. I'm going to say it's going to be Hearts 1, Rangers 1. So that's my prediction for this game, guys. Hearts 1, Rangers 1. Let me know what you think down below. This is a very late night preview, sitting at 3 AM previewing this, so if I missed stuff, if I talked about stuff repetitively, if I fucking slurred some words, then that's why, guys, because I'm absolutely fucked here. And I've got work at 7 AM, so yeah, I need to hit the sack for 3 hours. Unfortunately, I will miss this game, so honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do, whether I just check the results while I'm in work, whether, I try and, watch clips of it in work, or whether I don't check it at all and record it and watch it when I get in. I would like to do that, but it's too hard, when the match is live, you can't help yourself. You want to go and have a look and see what the score is, so, I will record it regardless, and I'll watch it when I get in, but I'm probably going to just, I don't know, probably just keeping live updates, and who knows, maybe if I look at my phone and I see Rangers 3-0, I might smash it. I might smash it. Anyway, guys, that's it. Smash that like button. I'll catch you in the next one. I'll catch you in the review tomorrow, or later on today, should I say. Like I said, it is late. I'll catch you later. Till next time. Peace.